करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। Hare Om. Salutations to all. We have to do lesson 10. 7 questions that were asked. Out of that, we have seen what is the nature of Anatma, what is the nature of the Atma, what is the Vivek between them also we have seen. Now, Ko Nama Bandha, what is the nature of bondage? That we have to see. Now, why is this important? Because until we don't realize what binds, the desire for freedom also will not be there. Bondage, I have to feel. It is not an intellectual information. If a thorn pokes my leg, I feel the pain. And because I feel the pain, because I know that is excruciatingly painful to me, what will I want to do? Immediately remove it. Will I intellectualize? No. Will I say it's okay, let it be there? Kya farak padta hai? No. Because it is paining, I want to get out of that. So the understanding of bondage is very, very important. Because till we don't know we are bound, we won't even strive for freedom. We don't even feel the pain. Or sometimes we feel something is lacking, something is missing, but we don't have clarity. Why is it that I'm feeling like this? So this nature of bondage is very important to understand. So now that's what will come. Also important it is to diagnose the root cause of bondage, not handle the symptoms. So this chapter will speak about the nature of bondage. Ko nama bandha. That's the question. So before one goes into bondage, the chapter speaks about certain aspects which we have to know. These are fundamental concepts of Vedanta. What did we learn about Brahman? The nature of Brahman is Sat, Chit, Anand. And as Sat, Chit, Anand, it is that which is infinite. Now, when we say infinite, what is the criteria to know something is infinite? So that is one criteria, correct. No beginning, no end. That will apply to anything that is created. Anything that is created as beginning has an end. But that is only one way of describing the infinite. There are other aspects to it that we should know. So there are 3 types of limitations. That which is not limited by these 3 is called infinite. What are those 3 types of limitation? First is called the limitation of space, desha. What is here is not there. This bottle is here. Bottle is not there. That camera is there. That is not here. So here and there. So things are limited by space. So they get a form. That which is limited by space, all the items, whatever is finite in this world, is all limited by space. Difference may be something is less pervasive, something is more pervasive. but it is still a limited form. So desha, the limitation of space means that what is here is not there. Atma is that, or consciousness is that, which is not bound by space. Why? Because it is all pervasive. You may say, but Swamiji, space also is all pervasive. Atma is all pervasive, space also is all pervasive. Does space have any form? No. So why not Atma itself is called as space? But space is inert element, number one. Number two, space changes. It's a element, it is created. It changes. Anything that is created will go through modification. And three, space is not there when mind is not there. But Atma is there when mind is not there. No, Swamiji, we don't understand. How space is not there when mind is not there? In deep sleep, space is there. No space. When the mind is dormant, space is not there. Whole world becomes absent. That's why even Einstein said space and time are projections of mind only. Time is a limitation. Anything limited by time is perishable. Anything limited by space is perishable. Anything limited by object, vastu, is also perishable. Meaning, properties of this thermos are not equal to properties of this mic. Both limit each other. Can there be any other thing that limits the Atma? If Atma gets limited by any object, Atma becomes also a object. Atma is unlimited, not affected by any qualities, because Atma doesn't have any qualities. Name, form, qualities, attributes, it doesn't have. It's not a finite thing. These three types of limitation. What is there in this is not there in this. What is there in this is not there in this. This is called object limitation. But existence is there in all three or not? Existence is the same. Properties of this keep changing. Form of this can keep changing. But existence doesn't change. It still is. So existence or Atma is not affected by all the three. So that is called as infinite. What is not limited by space, meaning it is all pervasive. What is not limited by time, meaning it is all present in all three states, past, present, and future. It is the same, changeless, eternal. And that which is not limited by object means it is same in all objects. Irrespective of the property of the object, the truth is the same. Now, if I understand these three, then what is this telling us? That my nature is this actually. As Atma, I am this which is timeless, I am imperishable, I am all pervasive, and I am attributeless. Now, I don't know this. So what have I done? I have identified with this one body, mind, and intellect. Now, this identification with this body, mind, and intellect is now leading me to this feeling of sorrow and misery. That is the bondage. So one is these three types of paricheda, it is called. Desha, Kala, Vastu. Each one is a paricheda, is a limitation. What is Atma? Desha, Kala, Vastu, Aparichinna. Aparichinna means unlimited, not limited by any of the three. This is important to understand because as my true nature, I am free from Desha, Kala, Vastu. Paricheda. But today I have forgotten that nature of mine and I identified with one equipment. Now I have all limitations. This false notion of I is called bondage. So this is one concept to understand. And because I identify myself with one body, now I have this property. So I am a human being, one body, different from all the other beings. So once I identify with the form, then there are three types of differences that come about. They are called Bheda. What are the three types of Bheda? First is called Vijatiya Bheda. Like a human being. I am a human being. Now I am different from cow, monkey, tiger, plant, tree, all that. Different species altogether. Vijatiya. Vijatiya means that out of 84 lakh species, human species is only one. That's one nice thing to think about. If I want humility, no, I should think that I think I am such a great roof and crown of creation, but only one species. Human being is only one species in 84 lakh species. Lucky buddhi is there with us, otherwise we'll be worse than animals also. Because animal has more resilience and strength to face the pressures of the external world. We don't have that. Little rain comes and we start shivering. I mean, floods are there in Assam, you just see. If you have seen some of the videos, they are so painful. For which are a tiger, they found one video clip has gone viral. A tiger was in the house sitting on the bed resting because the flood situation is so bad that how the tiger has come. The deers are which are floating and figuring out where to go. They can still resist all that. They will still survive through many of those. Because animals have that thing. Human being doesn't have. Only the differentiating factor is buddhi. So now I don't know myself as Atma. I identify myself with one body. Now differences are there. I am different from all the other species. So what does human being do? Because the buddhi is there, instead of using it to help protect and nurture this whole earth, they are exploiting. Vijatiya bhed. Then sajatiya bhed. In the same species, there are different types. What are the different types? Suppose you say go by the nationality. Then Indian, American, South American, South African, Australian, different type. Or gene pool, go by different gene pool. It is same human species only, but different varieties. Like one, so dog species. So how many different types of dog? Alsatian dog, Doberman dog. What is that? Pomeranian. So many types. German Shepherd. I don't know why it is called Shepherd. Shepherd is supposed to be a man who takes the sheep out. Maybe the shepherd used to take it in Germany. Are these dogs from Germany or what? Watchdogs for cattle. So that's how they're connected to shepherd. German shepherd. Yeah. So now this same species differences. That is called Sajatiya Bhed. And then Swagata Bhed. Within that one body, so many differences. So hands are different, legs are different, head is different, neck is different, all different parts. Now, once I identify with the form, then all these differences come. These three Vedas and three Paricheda, they form limitation on all of us. When I forget who am I, then I start identifying with these. This Veda, three Veda arise out of object, Vastu limitation. But the moment I identify with the form and certain properties, then there are the three Vedas. So each of these makes us identify. So we forget this Sajatiya, Vijatiya, Swagata Bheda when we identify with. Then we forget our Atma is beyond all Jati. Jati, Niti, Kula, Gotra, Duragam. It is beyond all this actually. And how much violence happens, how much fight happens, how many things happen in this world only because of these three or not. Sajatiya, Vijatiya, Swagata Bheda. Swagata Bheda is within oneself, but more difficulty happens because of Vijatiya and Sajatiya. Because I think other species are others, I don't identify with them, then I can do anything. And even in one's own species, when I have attachments and aversion, so some people are mine, some people are not mine. What did Dhritarashtra say? Mama kaha, Pandava state. They all are human beings. Forget anything else. Kith and kin, they are human beings. They deserve to live like you deserve to live. But because of greed and power, the whole war was fought. Do you know how many people died in Mahabharat war? Take a guess. But how many? 40 lakh people almost fought Mahabharat war. 18. It's 11 plus 7. 18 Akshavhinis. 18 Akshavhini. Akshavhini is the technical word for the battle, the strength of one battalion type. So certain number of horsemen, certain number of soldiers, certain number of elephants, they will have charioteers. 40 lakh people. And out of that, how many survived? 10 or 12. 39 lakh plus people died in Mahabharat war. All for what? Power. Duryodhan wants power and Dhritarashtra cannot say no. Such a heavy price one paid for it. 39 lakh plus people. As a king, that is his responsibility to take care of the praja. But he became the cause of the destruction of the praja. Terrible papa it is. So anyway, the point is when we don't know this Atma and we don't even connect at humanitarian level, how much violence? In World War I, how many people died? Any idea? So not how many people at least. How many Indians died, do you know? 1 million Indians died. 10 lakh people. We are not even taught this. That 10 lakh people from India went to fight the World War I and they died. So many people died. All because the human being doesn't identify with one's true nature and see where one lands up finally. So Vijatiya Bheda, Sajatiya Bheda, and Swagata Bheda. Now, what is the nature of this bondage? That which is beyond space, beyond time, beyond object. Desha Kala Vastu Aparichinna. When one doesn't know that, then what will happen? One will identify oneself with this one limited body, become the jiva, then will feel happiness is in the world outside. Because now I am limited. We have done ignorance cycle or not done? In the earlier classes here we did, right? Ignorance cycle. Yes, we did, no? I don't remember now how many. Causal body, correct. When we did causal body, that time we did, yes. Ignorance of the self leads to false identification that I am the BMI. Once I feel that I am the BMI, then I feel incomplete. Now to become complete, what do I want? I want some object, I want some situation, I want some money, some person, some pleasure, something I want. So that depending on my vasana, I will desire all that. Then I will have thought agitations, actions, results. Results will be finite, which will again create a vasana. Now this entire cycle, and for fulfilling these vasanas and desires, what do I have to do? Take birth. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. Everything in the world then will control my happiness. Somebody said something, I can be unhappy. Somebody didn't say something, I will be unhappy. Somebody replies me in a way I don't like, I am unhappy. Somebody doesn't even reply, again I am unhappy. So many things, people, objects, situations, they can control my happiness. So I am now bound. And I think I am bound because of people, because of them, because of their response. But the fact is I am not bound by any of them. I am actually bound by my own ignorance and false identification. So that is what it is. So this part of this chapter now is to understand what exactly is bondage. Because what is binding me? Is anybody binding me from outside? No. See, we are right now talking about the root cause of our sorrow. Bondage is at different levels. And we need to understand the bondage so that we can get out of that bondage at different levels. First, Bondage is a physical bondage. If somebody puts me in a house arrest or puts me in a jail or actually binds me physically, that is physical bondage. Or suppose I get fractured. Now my hand is in a cast. 6 weeks gone. That is also physical bondage. Now I can't move properly. There is limitation. I can't take bath properly. You have to put the plastic and then take bath and all that. So physical bondage is one level. Is physical bondage painful or not? Very painful. Suppose somebody ties your hands and legs. Now you can't move. It's very strange it is. At every level, bondage will be painful. But at spiritual level, it is not painful. How strange is that? Mental bondage. Is it painful or not? What is mental bondage? Is anybody going to bind me? See, physically somebody can bind me from outside, but mental, intellectual, spiritual bondage is not. Nobody can bind me mentally, intellectually, spiritually except myself. And so who can liberate me? Only myself. Nobody can liberate. They can give ideas, suggestions for me to break out of the bondage, but they cannot liberate me. What is mental bondage? Getting attached to something is mental bondage. Guru used to call it thought bondage. Attachment is a thought bondage. Because in my head, I have created the thought that I cannot be happy without this. I generally tell this, you all must have heard earlier also. The equation now we create, I plus object is equal to happiness. That's the equation in our head. Object may differ for person to person, but that's how I have bound myself. Without coffee, I can't be happy. Without this food, I can't be happy. This clothes and this type of, house and this and that. So many things. That is mental bondage. As created by my own thinking and conditioning. Without this person, I can't be happy. Intellectual bondage, fixation of certain ideas, ideals, certain way of thinking. And if I say this only is correct, and I'm stuck there. Or certain inhibitions I put on myself. No, I can't do this. This is not possible for me. Assumed. Certain things are assumed. Certain things may be factual. That's a different matter. I'm not talking about factual things. Assumed things. No, Swami, I can't speak in front of public. It's an assumed bondage. One-to-one, you are anyway speaking. 100 people are standing there. What is the problem? Nothing. You are anyway speaking one-to-one. No, but if I have to go in front of 100 people and actually address 100 people, what is your problem? You just speak. No, what will they think of me? That is their problem. If they think you are a fool, what is your problem? No, why should they think you are a fool? I want them to think good about me. If you are wise and they think you are a fool, that is their problem. If you are a fool and they think you are a fool, that is the truth. So there is no problem. What is your issue? But no, I'm scared. I can't do this. Very difficult. Intellectual bondage. Now I've created it on myself. Limitation. Risk. Many people cannot take. Fear of failure, fear of rejection. This is all intellectual bondage. And spiritual bondage. I am this body. Now you see, intellectual bondage, mental bondage, physical bondage. There is a pain. There is a certain sense of restriction, inhibition, limitation, and I know it also. And in spite of knowing that, do we have the will to get out of it? Sometimes for some things we have, but for many things we don't have. Suppose I have fear of heights, just example. Do I identify that this is a fear of heights I have? Or these are my 10 fears? You can make one list if you like. List of top 5 fears, let us say. Or top 10 fears. Do I consciously feel that I need to get out of this? No, sometimes I don't feel. Why? Because life is going on. Fear of heights is not affecting my life, so why should I get out of it? That is the problem there, because same thing is happening with ignorance. That I'm spiritually bound, I don't know, and my life is still going on without Vedanta also. In fact, after coming to Vedanta, we feel my life is more miserable. because चैप्टर 8-9 तो समझ में नहीं आया आत्मा क्या है सत चित आनंद और अभी ये नेचर ऑफ बॉन्डेज व्हाट इज हैपनिंग आई थिंक आई वाज बेटर ऑफ बिफोर some people may feel like that and exam has to be given और अभी स्वामी जी ने नाउ चैप्टर का लिंक नहीं भेजा मेरा grasp of सच्चिदानंद is going and Swami is not putting the link think about that the feeling only doesn't come to get out of it because pain is not understood properly life is going on without Vedanta why Vedanta is required at the maximum I need to live a happy life good family keep my mind calm peaceful balanced I learn little bit of meditation happily live the life become old die अब इससे ज्यादा मगजमारी क्या चाहिए so one may wonder why all this because without this also life is going on that is the problem there actually I am affected every single moment by all my inhibitions avidya affects me so badly every single moment in all my choices but I don't recognize it only that this is the cause of my sorrow the diagnosis of the problem, the root cause of the problem is always most important and the treatment of the root cause is the issue. It has to be done. Most of the time we will handle only symptoms. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. 6 of them. All 6 are actually expressions of Kama, right? Why is Kama rising? Kama is rising because of sense of incompleteness. When incompleteness is there, Kama rises. If incompleteness is not there, Kama will not rise. In deep sleep, no calm because no incompleteness. Now, why is incompleteness rising? Because of ignorance, ultimately. Now, I am not aware of this at all. But it is affecting me. Whether I know it or not, it is affecting me constantly. One who has observed life carefully and who really feels that there is some deeper issue here, I want to solve that. Why will I handle just one thing? For some time it becomes okay. Again it comes back. In some other form it comes. So the feeling, I must have the will to get out of it. If I have the will to get out of any type of bondage at physical, emotional, intellectual level, then I will want to get out of spiritual bondage also. Otherwise, it will not happen. So that's the reason why tapas is one thing that is always prescribed. Even earlier you saw different types of vivek, etc., which were done. One has to do that vivek. One has to identify what is binding me right now. Sukh dukh vivek it is called. That what is that which I am struggling right now to get out of at the body level? Am I doing anything to get out of my limitation at the body level? Suppose I say, my body is not flexible. What am I doing to get out of that? Or I have put on weight. What am I doing to get out of that? Or my stamina is not proper. I get exhausted very easily. What am I doing to get out of that? Because if I don't feel at the gross levels, even further is a bondage caused by other things. Suppose I'm attached to coffee or food or clothes or what am I doing to get out of that bondage? Technology bondage is there or not? What am I doing to get out of technology bondage? Youngsters, some of them. So one youngster took up a challenge. This is challenge for them. What is the challenge? Hashtag 30 days without eyeliner challenge. 30 days I will not put eyeliner. Because they have got used to that eyeliner that they cannot see their face without that eyeliner. So this girl, one of our Yuva Veers only. So we keep talking, body and you are not the body, this, that. She said, okay, this challenge I shall take up. 30 days without eyeliner. And she started, every day she will put one picture and she will say hashtag 29, hashtag 28, countdown. She herself sometimes felt weird, is this me? And her friends also, you're not looking good, yeah. What are you doing? Eyeliner will define your beauty. But she did it because of that attachment. She said, I don't want this attachment. So what binds me at the body level? Am I able to push myself to get out of that? If I'm bound by sleep, Sleep comes to me, Swamiji. I can sleep happily. 8 hours, 10 hours, and any time of the day, anywhere, in any condition. I have seen people standing in that train, open-eyed, they are sleeping, some of them. Not even closed eyes, I say that. So there are some people, but some people are open-eyed sleeping because they are scared koi, unka pickpocket kar lega, whatever, whatever. So they keep the eye also open. I'm not joking. I've traveled in trains, so I know. But they're sleeping. You do like this in front of them. They sleep. Open-eyed sleeping. So sleep hai, food hai, objects hai, so many things, technology, external objects, then body level bondage, mental bondage. I'm bound by my own emotions, my own kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mad, matsarya. What am I doing to get out of? I have to feel, no, this is binding me. I don't want this. Intellectual bondage. Then only I will even come to understand what is the feeling when I am spiritually bound. That urge to get out. That what we spoke about mumukshutvam. Is mumukshutvam, when we did, if you remember, I told you one sentence. Who is the greatest enemy of freedom? A happy slave is the greatest enemy of freedom. Happy, I'm bound, but I'm happy in the bondage. If I'm bound and I'm happy in that, there is no will to come out of it. And that is what is happening. Our mind is taking us for granted happily. The mind says, don't worry, this fellow is not even aware of ignorance. So life after life, we will continue like this only. The ego doesn't want us to get out of this. So it continues. I don't even feel the pain. This chapter, if you just read this chapter as it is, no, it will look very dry. क्या लिखा ये space limitation, time limitation, object limitation, सजातीय, विजातीय, स्वगत, what is all this? But I have to understand the connection. If I understand this properly, then I know the root cause of my sorrow. And to understand this, I must have a sensitive mind. Otherwise, this is just dry, dry concept. But the fact is, this is not dry concept. This is the root cause of my sorrow. But I have not cultivated that much of capability or adhikara or sensitivity to even feel bondage. See, to feel, to have the intense desire for mukti, vivek, vairagya, shatka, sampatti is required. That is the adhikari lakshan that we have studied. But what is the adhikari lakshan? To even feel bondage. No, Swamiji, adhikari will feel bondage. By itself, nobody will feel bondage. Are we feeling bondage? No. People like Gurudev, Shankaracharya ji, Swami Vidyaranya, all these great masters, they have to even come to us and tell us, Arey bhaiya, you are bound. Ah, acha, I am bound. That is our condition. And even if they tell us you are bound, we are like, no, no, no. What are you saying? This is not acceptable. This is going above our head. Correct, it will go above the head because kabhi pata hi nahi. So the feeling only is not there. That is why pain is one very important point. If pain comes in life, no, human being wakes up. Like we said, physically, if somebody binds me, I'm feeling the pain. No, then I want to get out. Emotionally, when I'm actually pained by attachment, when people say relationships, people are not very, trustworthy, they don't love truly, they are selfish, there's so much of pain. That pain is required. In a way, be happy that Bhagavan is giving us wake-up calls. Because if everything was smooth in relationships, I would not even feel the pain. And because I don't feel the pain, I don't feel the need of higher aspects. I'm not saying all relationships of ours should be painful. Don't go home and start giving pain to people. I'm going to wake you up now. Come on. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, see how the attitude it should be. That when there is a pain in life, then only we turn. Na? If tooth pains only we go to doctor or not. Simply anybody will go to doctor. No. Same way, when will one seek spiritual knowledge? When will one go to a guru? Because it is paining. And today, sometimes we go to the teacher because there is pain at emotional level, intellectual level. So we go. betrayal ho gaya. How do I handle this? My heart is broken. I don't know what to do. Or business loss, whatever. I am feeling the pain there. Body level, I am feeling pain. Mind level, I am feeling pain. Intellectual level, I am feeling pain. So then I'll go to the appropriate person. But spiritual level, I am not feeling the pain. Because the Jiva Bhav is not felt as bondage at all. And because of that, it doesn't even hit. The knowledge does not go home straight. Because the diagnosis of the problem only is not there correctly. Information wise, one can say, that whole chart, ignorant chart, one can memorize and say, what is the cause of what? But feeling has to come for that. That's why Kunti prayed to Bhagavan that, oh Bhagavan, please give me pain. In Bhagavad, the stuti comes, Kunti stuti, very famous. Because pain will wake up. Pleasure will drown us. And the Maya is, we run behind pleasure. It will drown more and more. Pain also can drown us if I don't have Vivek. Because it will make me bitter, negative, unhappy, miserable, and then I will engage in self-hurting behavior. I will destroy myself. So pain has to be used with Vivek. And one more important point here. I don't have to actually start experiencing pain now. That is different point. If it comes, fine. By prarabdha, whatever will come, will come. But even if I sit and reflect, is human life not painful? Have every one of us sitting here not experienced some form of pain at emotional, intellectual level or not? What do we do at that time? We only want quick relief, no? इसको हटाना चाहिए because it's uncomfortable, painful. Some painful memory, some painful experience, somebody told me something or didn't do something. I felt, disappointed, betrayed, whatever. So I handle it at that moment, or some beloved person, loved one passes away. It will create pain, no doubt. After some time, what happens to us? I come to terms with it. I get some relief method. I divert my mind. When pain comes, at that point in time, do I say ki this, I want to use this opportunity to go to the root cause of pain. I want to ensure that I connect to the Lord. Then I'm using pain to wake up. Then I will actually feel what is it that made Gurudev or these great masters feel that, you see, what is the level of sensitivity? They felt for the suffering of other people. We don't feel our own suffering, but they felt our suffering. Means what is the level of their sensitivity? How is it that these people are able to feel that much? Because they identify not with one jiva. Their identification is with the Supreme. Then when they think about it, how their people are suffering. So if I sit and even reflect in my life, how much pain has already come? Will this cycle go on? Pain will come, I will handle some relief methods, pain will reduce, and then I will forget about pain. And after some time, what will happen? Again, pain will come. There's a pattern. So those who struggle to get out of this pain. So I need to identify at body level, emotional level, intellectual level, what is it that is binding me? Do I feel the pain for it? Do I really want to get out of it? As I start doing that, I will become more and more sensitive. That is the adhikara for being to get out of this pain, to get that feeling that I am bound. That ignorance is the cause of my bondage. I need to feel deeply, not read information. Intellectually, I need to diagnose properly and come to feel also that this is bondage, that I don't know myself. That is the root cause of my sorrow. Till that doesn't hit us, no, Vedanta sadhana, we will not even feel the beauty of that and that it is a solution. I will hear Tattvamasi and go. But when bondage is actually felt, one feels that this is a shackle. I want to get out. If we put you in a room All facilities are there in the room. TV is there, fridge is there, food is there, entertainment is there, everything is there. Sleep properly, bed, everything is there. But we tell you don't come out of it for 21 days. What will happen? We'll provide everything, but you can't come out. I will feel or not? Everything is there, but still I will feel, no, Kiara, this is too much. I want to get out from here. No, Swami, I will be happy. Okay, I'll extend it to 1 year. Now tell me. You think about it. Is this not like that? Same situation. But am I feeling like getting out? The world is like a room only, no? Everything is provided to me. Only thing is here I can travel everywhere else, so I don't feel the bondage. There I am put in one limitation. In the world also, that infinite absolute truth has been put into the limitation of one body. And I'm not even feeling the pain. One Mahatma gave a very nice example. If you wear the shoe which is one size less, for whatever reasons, now you don't have any other pair of footwear, somebody got you this, now you have to wear it and you have to go to some function. What will you do after you wear it? Suppose that function is for 2 hours. What will be your feeling every single moment of the 2 hours? I need to get out of this. ये कब खत्म होगा ये function? I just need to get out. Why? Because it is pinching. No? One size less the shoe is there, it will pinch. Infinite is fixed inside this one little body. And the Maya power is such, it doesn't even pinch. On the contrary, it is ulta. If the saint is saying, Hare, it is pinching you, nothing is pinching. Don't worry. I am fine as I am. Resistance, mind will resist. So I need to feel the pain. So before we pray to the Lord, ki Bhagwan bless me with Shraddha, Bhakti, Vairagya, Jnana, Mumukshutvam, Vivek, Vairagya, I should even pray, Bhagwan, make me feel bondage first. One seeker went to one Mahatma. And the seeker asked, I have been studying Vedanta for many years. I am doing japa also. I am doing sadhana, upvas, ekadashi, vrat. All this I am doing. I am not feeling that I am progressing and I am still feeling I am far away from realization. Why is it so? That Mahatma is some realized person. You know what he replied? He said, because your life has not enough pain. Your life is comfortable. Put yourself in uncomfortable situation and then you will understand. Staying in an ashram also is a comfortable situation sometimes because things are provided. You are withdrawn from other things, so that's a different matter, but still, you are still in a comfort zone. So he said, there is not enough pain in your life. For a spiritual seeker, pain with Vivek is welcome. Because a spiritual seeker has Vivek. The spiritual seeker will use pain to turn. So that understanding is very, very important. That when pain comes, then I awaken myself. Then I will feel that this is the cause of my bondage, ultimately. So now here it is that when I have identified with this one body, mind, intellect, and then I feel happiness in the world outside, now I started depending on those. Now I'm attached. So I'm stressed, worried, tensed, anxious. All the host of things will happen. Now Vedant-wise, what are the different aspects of bondage? If we want to understand different layers, you see this, understanding bondage, page number 4. In Vivek Chudamani, 137th verse, Shankaracharya ji says this. Atranatmanyahamiti matirbandha eshosya pumsaha prapto jnanat janana marana klesha sampata hetuhu. येनैवायं वपुरिदमसत् सत्यमित्यात्मबुद्ध्या पुष्यत्युक्षत्यवती विषयैस्तन्तुभिः कोशकृद्वत्. Now these are different aspects of bondage. Atra anatmani aham iti matihi. In the anatma, the feeling of I. Now this is the reason why this atma, anatma, all that was done before. What is the anatma? Three bodies. Then panchakosha. Then panchakosha mein prana aa gaya. One more. Three states. Three states, three bodies, five koshas. That is anatma. To think of myself as that, atra anatmani ahamiti matihi. I am that. Meaning what we have discussed earlier. I am happy, I am sad, I am body, I am this, young, I am old. All this BMI identification, that is bondage. Why? Because my true nature is desha kala vastu aparichinna. I have forgotten that. Now I think atra anatmani ahamiti matihi bandha eshosya pumsaha. This is bondage. Anatmani atma buddhi. If you want technical definition of bondage, this is a technical definition of bondage. Anatmani atma buddhi. What I am not, to think of myself as that. That is called bondage. Why did that come? Prapto ajnanat. It came because of ignorance. Next whole chapter will tell us more details, the cause of bondage. Here it is, basic information is given. Prapto ajnanat. Because of ignorance this has come. What ignorance is this? Ignorance of my nature as Sat Chit Anand, as beyond Desha Kala Vastu, as beyond Sajatiya, Vijatiya and Swagata Bhed. So the technical word for the state which is beyond the three Bhedas, Sajatiya, Vijatiya, Swagata Bheda, is called Kaivalya. The state of absolute oneness, Kaivalya Sthiti. The whole Kaivalya Upanishad is there. Meaning that self which has no limitation of Sajatiya, Vijatiya and Swagata Bheda. Now to think of myself as all these, that is bondage, caused by ignorance. Prapto Ajnana. Now because of this ignorance, what is happening now? Janana Marana Sampata Hetuhu. Janana Marana Klesha. See, this is a nice thing to understand. Janana and Marana by itself is not a problem. Bhagwan Ram also took birth and he dropped the body. Krishna also took birth, he dropped the body. No problem in birth and death by itself. But when ignorance is causing that birth and death, and I don't know who am I, and then I am born here, that is the problem. So bondage is not described in Vedanta as the cycle of birth and death is bondage. What is the definition of bondage? Anatmani atma buddhi, that is bondage. Which means what? What is freedom? To know Atma as Atma is freedom. To know myself as Atma is freedom. To know Anatma as Atma is bondage. Freedom is to know Atma as I. That is freedom. Because many times people say freedom or moksha in Vedanta means freedom from birth and death. No, no, no. Birth and death freedom is a byproduct of that. And it may not even happen because you realize Brahman, you may even be taking a form as avatar if you want. That is a different matter. Freedom from birth and death is a byproduct. Freedom from ignorance is the freedom. To not know myself as I am is bondage. To know myself as I am is freedom. So when he says Janana, Marana, Klesha Sampata Hetu, that Klesha comes in Janana and Marana because of avidya. I don't know who am I. And now because of this ignorance, Sampata Hetu, this is the cause of my cycle of birth and death. These are layers of bondage. Huh? First one is not knowing my true nature, caused by ignorance. Then because of that, I think of myself as BMI. then I am caught in the cycle of birth and death. And this birth and death is so painful. You see, this is what it is now. Vivek, if I do properly, all moha will go away. And that's the reason why we don't want to do Vivek. Because moha gives some nice comfort. Vivek will destroy all that. But I'm gone. No, no, let me be under delusion. My delusion should not be broken. Because the delusion makes me secure, comfortable in the delusion. If the delusion goes, I'm in a unknown territory. Like when we say, no, alcohol gives happiness, that is a complete delusion. But I want to be in that delusion. Every fellow who has smoked first, what will that person do? Cough, no? will do. But the delusion is strong. I don't want to get out of the delusion. Body, I am the body, is the deepest delusion. If I cannot give up delusion for objects, I can't see the truth in the objects. How will I see the truth here? So that delusion has given me such security. I don't want to give. Moha, if I think of the pain, no. That's why these books like Bhaju Govindam, they remind us of the painful nature. Because that's why it is called Moha Mudgara. It is that which destroys Moha. One of the biggest reasons why people don't come to spiritual life is this. Because it will destroy Moha. And I don't want to give up Moha. That's why seekers are very less. So this Moha it is. Janana Marana Sampata. Actually, Janana Marana is Klesha. You remember in the Gita also Bhagavan says, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, Dukkha, Dosha, Anudarshanam. Constantly keep seeing the Dukkha and Dosha of Janma, Marana, Jara, Vyadhi. Birth, death, old age, disease. Which means whole life. We like to think more and more about pleasurable memories in life. But a seeker who wants Vairagya, will actually see that what is pleasure. Gautam Buddha said, every pleasure is pain in disguise. Powerful line that is. One should think more and more. And think more about it when you are enjoying the pleasure. So how much it will ruin my pleasure? Today we had a corporate workshop. Fantastic lunch. 3 sweets. Gulab jamun, rasmalai. What was one more? Ice cream and pastry. 4. Meghnaji brought, Swamiji, which one will you take? I said, all of them are painful. This is pleasure. What is that? Pleasure disguised as pain, presented fantastically, full of sugar, which will destroy my body and hormones that the body will go fluctuating. Impossible, cannot even touch it. No, no, thoda to le lo, thoda. Out of concern, love only, but so this much, this much. Otherwise, one will jump at it. When earlier, before coming to Vedanta, what will happen? Charo, ek cup. No, I'm not saying no, please have, whoever wants to have. I'm just saying, what is my attitude towards some of these things? What a seeker's attitude should be towards general pleasure. Now, what is pleasure? Is pain in disguise, fully, happily put nicely there. So one should know what is pain, what is good for the body, what is good for the mind, and then what will keep me, keep my Vivek alive. What will keep the body strong for doing sadhana. That Vivek has to come. So when I see pain in disguise, everything is like that if you see in the world. No, that will become very pessimistic view. No, that is not pessimistic view. That is the factual view. You look at life how it is. We are deluding ourselves by running behind pleasure. But actually it is pain only. Compared to infinite bliss, is it not pain? However temporary that pleasure and exciting it may be to senses, is it pain or not? After that, do I crave or not? कल 4 मिला था, आज 1 भी नहीं. One thinks or not? If, for a long time I never understood this question, why they are asking this question. So they will always ask, स्वामी जी मीठे में क्या लोगे? I said, आप इतना खाना दे रहे हो ना, मीठे की जरूरत नहीं है. नहीं नहीं, मीठे में आप क्या लोगे? Because one is conditioned to have sweet with the food. And one says whatever, sugar craving will go if you eat something sweet. But why is the sugar craving? That you ate so much food that will anyway translate into sugar. But that white sugar dependency has come, no? So I got used to that now. So now I want that meetha at the end of every food. That one has to understand that way, because I've conditioned myself so much. Same way we have conditioned ourselves that I need this, I need that. So it doesn't pain at all. I'm not seeing it as pain anymore because I've got confused, conditioned completely. But if I actually see it for the effect that it has, like noodles, children like noodles. All of us have eaten as children. Especially when you are hungry and there is nothing available to eat, what will you do? The first choice is Maggi noodles. Middle of the night, if nothing is available, what do I want? Maggi noodle. If you put the, videos are there in the YouTube, you can see they put some camera or whatever, something inside, and they have actually shown what happens to the body when you eat noodle. It is pain. The body goes through too much of pain to digest that noodle. It's not very good. Now, if I see those things, next time when I see noodle, will I like to eat? No, Swami, whatever it is, I still like noodle. That is called moha. After seeing also what is the pain, if I still choose it, that is called moha, no? Seeing the world, how many people are miserable, doing so many things they're doing. Still, I want to do, no? One of the biggest factors why youth go into drugs, top 2 factors I will tell you. By the way, tomorrow we have that seminar, not seminar, training for drug demand reduction program. Chinmaya Mission is taking it up now this year, and we'll go into schools, colleges and train people. Train the trainers tomorrow, and they will go and conduct this because it's a massive problem. 2 main factors for drugs. Number 1 factor is directionlessness. Youth don't know what to do. Number 2 is curiosity. So even after you do the entire workshop on drug demand reduction in one place, one trainer asked, after knowing all this, would you like to take drugs? The trainer was a little naive. So the trainer just asked, would you like to take drugs? Because the trainer thought, itna samjhane ke baad it ghus gaya hoga dimag mein. And the trainer was expecting they will say no. What did the people sitting there say? 10 of them said, out of a group of some 30, 40, 10 of them said, we will try. So the trainer said, why? He said, you only told us no. Curiosity is the top 2 factors. We are still curious. Whatever it is, we still want to know how it is. I forget children. In America, I am told 7 states have made marijuana legal. Parent and child is sitting together and puffing weed. What is the reason? Curiosity. I want to know how it is, because in social circles, then I can talk. And it is very cool. I am doing weed. Are? He's so cool today. That is called delusion complete. That is moha. Not at all aware. You are actually destroying. No, in limit it is good. Okay, take potassium cyanide also in limit. Take. Think about that, how it is. How the mind binds. No? So when I don't know Janma is dukkha, life is dukkha, old age is dukkha, disease is dukkha, death is dukkha, where is sukha in this? It's only because we are living in the world outside and glamorous, glitterous sense objects and conditioning of whatever media, people, all that. So we think it's all hunky-dory. Nothing is hunky-dory. If you look at the surface below, it's only pain. But the difficulty is I have to wake up to that pain. I have to realize that pain. So many people see so many people marrying, no? Marriages. How many people are struggling in marriages? But still many will want to get married. Why? Because there's a conditioning. I'm not saying don't get married, but I'm just saying, do I think for myself? Today youngsters are questioning that also now. Why do I need to marry? And they're going to another extreme. So when I see Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, this is all painful. Then the mind will want to get out of it. If I see this is all enjoyable, pleasurable, nothing will happen. Nobody will want to get out of it. And that's why one saint said, if anybody makes you aware more and more of the pain, be thankful to that person and to that Supreme Lord. Except Shastra, does anybody else say that life is fully painful and seek moksha? They will only present the glamorous part of life. No? So if I have pain in some aspect, the people will tell me, वो try करो, उधर जाओ, ऐसा बन जाओ, वहां पे ऐसा काम करो. One will divert the mind to something else. The choice actually, when we say in English, they have a saying, devil and deep sea. That is actually the choice in life. As far as I am concerned, as far as the world is concerned. But the third choice is available to us, which is Brahman. If I am living in samsara, it is devil and deep sea only. Between pain and sorrow, I will keep shifting. Less pain and more pain, sorry, that's what I mean. Less pain and more pain, I will only keep shifting between this. In between. So Gurudev used to say, pain is the main course meal, pleasure is a chutney. Chutney we keep now and then eating, no? Then again we can go back to main course. Main course is pain only. Every single saint, every single master who has realized the absolute truth, commonly they would have said this point, that the world is miserable. It is a pain. That is this. Janma, Marana, Klesha, Sampata, Hetu. All these, as I told you before, we have to feel all this. Is birth pain, death pain. Then he says, Yena eva ayam vapuridam asat. This vapu, this body is asat. But now I am considering this body as what? Satyamiti Atma Buddhya. It is real. What is the definition? Three things we should know. Sat means what exists in three periods of time and is changeless. What is asat? No, I have done this before. If Sat exists in all three periods of time and is changeless, what is Asat? That which never exists in three periods of time and is changing. Bas, that's it. Asat means opposite of Sat. If Sat exists in three periods of time, Asat means does not exist at all. Now, what does not exist, but it still appears to be, what is it called? Illusion or mithya. Now, what is said here? Yena eva ayam vapuhu asat. This body does not exist. No, Swamiji, how can you say body does not exist? See, body does not exist because only in the waking state I feel this body. Dream, deep sleep, it is not there. Before birth, not there. After death, not there. What is not there actually, but which appears to be, what is it called? It is called mithya because I am seeing it, but actually it does not exist. The reason why it is being called mithya is only because I cannot accept it as asat right now. In the mirage example, the water which is there in the desert I am seeing, because I am seeing it, I call it as illusion. But actually, what is it? It is asat. It does not exist. Because if it was existing, it should quench my thirst. No? Then it will become sat. It does not even exist. But because I am seeing it, we call it as mithya. So the fact is, body by itself does not exist at all. It is a projection in just appearance, which today quantum physics is coming to tell us that there's nothing called this concrete body. We have identified with this much and we are calling ourselves as the body. This is the entire thing is a play of whether you call it 5 elements or energy or quantum consciousness, whatever terminology you use. There is no difference between this and this. No difference. At the quantum level, there is no difference only. Even at that quantum level is a matter level. It's not even spirit level. No difference. This is just inert things. That's all. Nothing is there. They to even say this doesn't exist actually. So now that is what this is. Actually the body is asat. But this body is appearing to be real. So that is bondage. Yeneva ayam vapuridam asat. Body is actually asat, but satyamiti. Not only I consider body as real, but atma buddhya. I am thinking of myself as the body. That is bondage. Now if I consider myself as the body, then what will I do? Pushyati, ukshati, nourishes it, cleans it, takes bath, makeup, eyeliner I told you. For something it doesn't exist only. Eyeliner lagao. कुछ है ही नहीं. Makeup for the mirage water. Will anybody do? चलो अच्छा सा गार्डन बनाएंगे मिराज वाटर के आजू बाजू. No, nice wildlife will come. Plant will be there. Cool breeze will flow. Let us create rainwater harvesting. Nothing. The body is like that. So does it mean we don't take care of the body? As of now, body is what I'm identified with. I can take care of the body as an instrument to do sadhana, but I am not the body. As Atma Buddhya has to be removed. Just imagine how much time will be saved. Huh? How much time? You go on choosing which clothes to wear. To cover what? This dirty bundle of filth. Do we choose which type of decoration we will do to the dustbin? Think. I may be coming hard on all this today, but I don't know what Bhagwan is making me talk. I am talking. डस्टबिन का डेकोरेशन कोई करता है क्या? बट कितना समय लगा कि हम डस्टबिन का डेकोरेशन ही कर रहे हैं. दिन में 3 बार वो भी. सुबह दोपहर शाम. 3 times it is happening. Atma Buddhya is Satyamiti Atma Buddhya. If we actually think like that, no, sometimes when I used to study Vedanta, even now, many times we feel, what are we doing? That's why you see some of the Mahatmas, no, after a point, they just don't bother me. They don't bother about the body. They'll just do maintenance of the body. Beyond that, it will not bother them. Kapda hai, nahi hai, hair is combed, not combed. You know, Vivekananda ji, if you read some of his writings, many times he used to get inside the room, his room, and he would say, these clothes are just too much, because he used to wear a turban, and then what, you have seen his clothes, how it is. You just remove all clothes. You say, this just too much, this is all clothes and all this. What is all this? Sab nikal diya. You become Digambar. He said, I am not even this body. And then upon all that, all these things. What is all this? Nothing. Just. So sometimes they come into that avastha. Sometimes they will not even eat food, but they'll remain in the samadhi avastha. Body, they won't even bother. Somebody takes care of their body sometimes to maintain it, to keep it for benefit of other people. So that is the state. So here he says that Deha Satyatma iti buddhya. Then Pushyati, Ukshati, Avati. Protect this body. How much one protects the body? I'm not saying let the body be injured, hurt, harmed, but effort to protect this body, to clean this body, to nourish the body, to decorate the body. And now for that, what I need? Vishayahi. Now I need objects. How many pairs of shoes? Matching color. How much makeup? Matching color. One whole wardrobe is required. And there are some people who will say, I cannot repeat a dress because, I put it on social media and people ask me, why did you repeat that dress? Sometimes it sounds very weird. People don't have kapda to wear. And here you are saying, I will wear one dress only one time and I cannot repeat it. because I have a social status. And then these are the people who will go and speak about conserve the environment, protect the environment. Are, do you know how much your kapda is costing and how much this is going on? The environment. How much poverty is there everywhere? People don't have clothes. But the mind, no, it gets into some of these aspects. That's delusion only. So Vishayahi. Now the beautiful example comes. One gets bound by sense objects. How? Objects, body, all these, like a silkworm. Silkworm, how does it get bound? With its own saliva, it creates the cocoon, and that silkworm gets. Does it get bound one shot, fatafat? No. Slowly, slowly that thing comes, and slowly, slowly it makes a cocoon, and then gets inside that, gets comfortable. Of course, biologically, it's a different process required for metamorphosis, and before that metamorphosis completes, they pull it out. Then what happens then? Put in hot boiling water, and that silkworm bichara dies inside that. You know, the example of silkworm, there is one advantage. If they don't take it out, no, there is no problem. Only if they take it out and then put it in the hot water, that silkworm will die. In our case, we are actually silkworms inside hot water right now in this samsar. And I'm getting boiled and cooked in samsar. But nothing is happening. I'm feeling, in fact, very happy. Fantastic life it is. How enjoyable. More I need to enjoy. That limitation as an example, because inside that boiling water in that, the vessel, that silkworm can't even think of enjoyment. It is actually getting killed. It will be suffering inside that. But Maya makes us feel, when I am suffering, it will make me feel this is pleasure. And what is real source of joy, it will make me feel this is pain. Satsang is pain. Sadhana is pain. Self-control is pain. So it will make me escape from that. And pleasure, power, position, prestige, that has become enjoyable. So now this is what it is. So this is bondage. Now how many things we spoke about bondage? First point, to think of myself as a body, that is bondage. Then second point, it is because of ignorance. Ignorance is bondage. Third point, the pain caused by birth and death, that is bondage. Then to think of myself as the body, that is bondage. Then to nurture and nourish this BMI, that is bondage. And then to be identified with the world outside, that is bondage. Now this entire thing is the spiritual bondage. That's why the example is that given us to feel that pain. As we start growing in our spiritual life, we will start feeling the pain and the bondage. Then one wants to get out of this bondage. So little more description is given that who is this person who is bound. See the verse number 8. Most of it we have done, so it is simple. Dehatma bhavo vishayeshu ragaha kartritva bhavascha tathaiva karmasu satyatva buddhir jagati hayasya sa eva baddha purushascha dukhi. So who is a bound person? So what is said earlier was the understanding of bondage. Now the qualities of who is bound, similar only, but few little more points added in this. Dehatma bhava, one who thinks I am the body, is a bound person. Vishayeshu raga, who is attached to sense objects, that person is bound. Why? Because my happiness depends on things outside. Now, because I think I am this body, I am this limited entity, what will I cultivate? I am a jiva now. So as a jiva, who am I? Kartritva bhavascha. I have a karta bhav. I am the doer. If I am the doer, then I am the enjoyer. karta, bhokta. This kartritva, bhoktritva, and all karma happens after that. Karmasu, tathaiva karmasu. Why do I do any type of karma? Because I want bhog, no? I want enjoyment. That's why I do karma. Through that enjoyment, I want to be happy. So bhokta bhav comes, karta bhav comes. From the state of akarta, abhokta, now I have become karta and bhokta. From the state of omnipresence, I have now become one little body. From the state of being eternal, now I have a certain age. And it is very strange. You tell somebody, no, are you 56 years old? No, no, I'm 55 and a half. That 6 months concession that person wants. That 56 and 55 and a half is age of whom? Body. As a jiva, what is your age? 84 lakh species have traveled and come. In each species, how many lives? We don't know. What is my age? In the Gita, Bhagavan said, Mamai Vamcho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. Are how many lives I have counted and come already? Up 56 to 55 and a half. Then they will say, 50 is the new 40. How does it matter if 50 is new 40 or 40 is new 30? You are not the body, Baba. You are eternal. You are trying to do concession of 10 years, 4 years, 1 year. Vedanta says you are eternal. So, karmasu. I am attached to karma. I am attached to body. Now I am thinking from my absolute state to this. Just see what is the fall. See, if we fall from first floor to down, it should pain, no? No, Swamiji, I am very skilled. First floor to down, it won't pain. Okay, fourth floor to down, it will pain. 10th floor to down, I may die also. Some 100th floor to down, finished, nothing will remain. Infinity to down. See how powerful Maya is. Infinity to one body, that is a fall. And it is not even paining. Bhagavan, I tell you, his Maya is terrible. That's why one says, Ki Bhagavan, your Maya, you withdraw because I cannot. Because you are not allowing me to even feel the pain. That is how Maya is working. No? That's why one prays. Yesterday we saw in Bhagavatam, Kripaya Pare Pahi Murare. It is actually Kripaya Apare. It is A is there. Kripaya Pahi Apare Murare. This samsara is apara. I cannot cross on my own. You please save me because your Maya is very prabal. Unless with your grace you withdraw the Maya, I can't even feel the bondage. Then how will I strive for liberation? That's the prayer one is doing to Bhagavan. So from the state of akarta, I have become karta. Abhokta, I have become bhokta. Ananta, I have become santa. All this. Satyatva buddhi jagatiha yasya. And now because I am karta and bhokta, as long as karta bhokta is there, world will be real. In the waking state, karta bhokta is there, so world is real. In the deep sleep state, karta bhokta not there, so world is not real. So now once I become jiva, I become karta, I become bhokta, then world is real. Yes, yes, sir. Whoever has all these qualities, sa baddha purusha, that person is bound. And what will be the experience of that person? Dukhi, miserable. If I have any of these qualities, I should be dukhi, no? Maya says, no, no. First time we come to Vedanta, we think that Guru must be highly pessimistic, dukhi fellow. Why is he saying all this? My life too is so happy and miserable. I mean, so beautiful. Because many people think like that, yes, spiritual people are all dejected, depressed, despondent people, pessimistic. They have nothing better to do in life, so they became like this. We don't want to go anywhere near them. But if you actually see who should be dukhi, Jiva Bhav, the moment I have Jiva Bhav, I am this body, the world is real to me, I am Karta, I am Bhokta, I will be 100% Dukhi. If there is even little bit of Sukha in life, that is because of Moha, that is not real Sukha. And the moment I come to know that, I will be more Dukhi. कि जिसको सुख समझा वो भी सुख नहीं निकला. So many years I got deluded. Just think about it. Somebody cheats us, we feel so frustrated, no? Our own ego is taking for a ride, and I am not even feeling frustrated. Is that not Maya? Such a powerful Maya this is. Shankaracharya ji has written so clearly in this, and this is Guruji has written in Jnanasar. Saeva Baddha Purushascha Dukhi. That word Dukhi is the experiential aspect. If I am Karta, I am Bhokta, I am, this body, and then this world is real, then what will be my condition? Aham Dukhi. Now this is nature of bondage. Why did this happen like this? Our mind always thinks, no, why? Why did this happen? The cause of bondage, we will see next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.